What's up, guys? Coach Respect here. Just chilling in my private pool with my kids, hanging out. Sunday, about to go do some Amazon arbitrage. A little later on, pack up a shipment, ship it off to Amazon. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can start your business and get yourself up to $10,000 per month. Got my water dumbbells here.
And the other dumbbell.
Here's Carrie. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section. I'll go over those as well. So, to get to $10,000 a month, obviously, you're going to need to start as an Amazon seller. If you don't have any money, that's fine. You can start selling on Amazon with a simple home arbitrage. So the first thing I always recommend is go to your Amazon account and sign yourself up as an Amazon seller. It's free to do. Just sign yourself up a personal account. It's free to do. And from there, do a home arbitrage. And what a home arbitrage is once you're signed up as an Amazon seller, you can download the Amazon seller app onto your phone. And with that app, you'll get tools like the scanning. And you can then go around your home and look at things like books, your book library. Maybe you have 100 books. Maybe you have some old textbooks. Maybe you're a parent. Maybe you have some toys that are unopened that were never used. Your kids just never played with them. Maybe you have some old video games. Maybe you're a gamer. Maybe some old video games that you're never going to use or play again. All that kind of stuff, scan it, and Amazon will show you what they sell for, what they'll potentially sell for on Amazon when you scan it with the Amazon seller tool. So that's a great way to get started for free. Now, I encourage people to find at least 100 items. Just creeping in. Carrie Carrington, jump into the pool. I would encourage you to find at least 100 items, if not more. But the reason I say 100 items, you want to pack as much stuff into a box as possible, or 2 boxes, and you want to have some inventory width or selection. The more selection you have, the better profit you're going to make on a week-to-week basis or a day-to-day basis. Okay, so the more inventory you can find, the better. So now let's say you only get up to 50 units. Then head down to a dollar store where everything's $1 or $1.25 and buy $50 worth of inventory. Again, same thing. Use your Amazon seller app to scan the barcodes and see what they would sell for on Amazon. Now, the key is to buy things that have a low ranking. So in the top left corner, when you scan stuff, it's going to show you the rank of the product. You want to find stuff that are ranked really low. If you Google recommended ranking by category for Amazon FBA, it'll show you some charts. If you go to images, that will show you recommended rankings to be under. So buy products that have those recommended rankings. Again, if you go to everything's $1 or some sort of dollar store, books are a great place to start. You can spend 50 bucks on books, and likely you'll be able to buy all your inventory from one store. But there are toys and there are other categories, automotive, beauty, homewares. There's a lot of good categories out there that you can add to. Now let's say you got your inventory up to 100, 150, maybe 200 units. You want to package that stuff up, and so now we're going to ship that inventory to Amazon. So you need a couple boxes, you'll need some packing tape, you'll need a printer, you'll need some paper, obviously. From there, you're going to go onto your Amazon Seller Central account. and you're going to scan, using your scanner tool, the barcodes of all the items that you have purchased. You're going to scan them, they're going to come up, and you're going to add to your inventory. You're going to list them. So there will be a list button. You'll click that button. It'll ask you, how do you want to list it? You're going to say as new, okay, or as used. If it's a used book from your home book library, then it's going to ask you what type of condition the book is in. Give it a good story. Give the listing a good story so that when people look at your books, they will get a sense of the quality the book is in. So give it a good story. Hydro Kickin', what's going on? Is this how to make $100 a month on Amazon? This is how to make $10,000 a month on Amazon. So I'm starting with a basic $100, not a month, a day, but ultimately how to get to $10,000 a month. So how to do this simple system 3 times in a row, how to scale up. So starting with no money, where you would go, what you would do, and then once you start getting some money, so let's say you get up to about 3 grand, then where to go next, what to do next, and then how to scale it up to 10 grand a month. And how to look at it, some mindsets that you need to, some simple ways to think. So where did I leave off? So now you're gonna ship your free inventory or your cheap inventory to Amazon. This is getting started. This is the getting started portion. So you've bought some inventory, you're getting started, you're packaging up, you're scanning everything and listing everything, meaning you're adding it all to your inventory. For the used books, you're gonna list it. It's gonna ask you what you wanna sell for and how you wanna sell it. You're gonna list it as used. You're gonna give it a quality description of what condition the book is in, or any other used, maybe it's video games, what condition they are, everything that you have, the booklets, etc., the disc or whatever. Once you've done all that and added them to your inventory, now you're going to create a shipping plan. You're gonna select all the inventory items out of your Seller Central account. So you gotta go onto your laptop, go under Seller Central, log in, go under your inventory, select all the units in the box on the left, click them all. Then at the box at the top, you're gonna take an action and you're gonna send replenish inventory of all the units that you're gonna send. Then it's gonna ask you how many quantities, you're gonna give it a quantity description. Then it's gonna ask you, who do you want to do the stickers? Do you want Amazon to put their stickers, their barcodes on, or do you wanna do it? If you don't have the stickers or whatever, you can get Amazon to do it, it's 20 cents each. But if you have the mailing labels, that's all you need. If you don't, you can get them at the dollar store. They're $500 for $1 or $2 or whatever. And if you have a printer, you're set. So let's say you're gonna go buy the mailing labels, cheaper to do it that way. Go buy them, get 30 mailing labels. You're gonna need 3-4 pages. Once you've selected your inventory and filled out the quantities and you've clicked next, it's going to populate a PDF for your labels, your sticker labels. You're gonna stick those on all your products, match them up, stick them on, cover up the old barcode with the new sticker. Then you're going to hit finish shipment. It's gonna finish the shipment, and then it's gonna ask you, do you wanna work on a shipping plan? You're gonna go yes. You're gonna put all your stuff into boxes, seal up those boxes, make sure they all have stickers on there, seal up those boxes, and then you are going to work on a shipping plan. It's gonna ask you for the total boxes you got, and it's gonna ask you for the dimensions. You don't need to put the dimensions, but you do need to put the weight of the boxes. So the weight, oh, hey, how's it going, Hanson Dovilles from India, good to see you, buddy. You're gonna put the weight of the boxes, and you can do this from India too. You're gonna put the weight of the boxes, and then Amazon's gonna allow you to ship through Amazon, which is about 75% cheaper than going to UPS store direct. So you're just gonna ship it through Amazon. You're gonna print the labels through your Amazon account. So it gives you that option. Click that. It's called using Amazon shipping. Click that. It's gonna give, let's say it's like $13.50. That's really cheap when you think about it. For 200 units or 100 units, that's 13 cents each. For 200 units, 7 cents a unit. So that's really cheap shipping. You can't beat that anywhere. Okay, from there, once you've done all that, you're going to take your box labels, stick them on the boxes, and ship it to Amazon. So now your inventory is on its way to Amazon. This is the cheap way of doing things. This is the free startup method. You got inventory now, 200 units, 100 units going to Amazon. From there, what you're going to do is now you're going to optimize each listing and make sure that they are fully functional. How's it going, Handsome Devilles? One walking. Yeah, I don't know. There was a few people. There's some people coming on and off. It doesn't matter. I'll just upload this video. People can watch it later. So now that you have your inventory as Amazon, you want to get that inventory to start to sell and make you some money. So what do you need to do with your inventory? And this is where a lot of people mess up. They just think that you can just send inventory to Amazon and let it sit there and it'll sell. It'll sell, but very infrequently. Okay, what you need to do is first thing you need to do is you need to go and make sure that you have the best price for every unit you have in your inventory. Okay, not just, you can certainly match and share the buy box and rotate through the buy box, but I would recommend owning the buy box. You want to make sure that you own the buy box. So first thing you want to do is you want to look at your inventory screen. It's going to show you a snapshot of your inventory. I don't know Hindi, dude. Sorry, bud. You want to go through your inventory screen, and you want to make sure that all your prices, it'll show you your price, and then at the far right, it'll show you the best buy box price. Not the best price, but it'll show you the buy box price. Okay, you want to match the buy box price, not the lowest price. Okay, just match your price or be a cent lower than the buy box price. That way, every time someone clicks on the product that they want to buy it, they're buying yours automatically, as long as you own the buy box price. So that's the key, is you got to own the buy box price at that stage. And the biggest game is making sure every day that you always own the buy box place. You want to have 100% on your dashboard of buy box ownership, okay? Your conversion rate will be much higher. You might be at a conversion rate of 12% or 50% of people who see the listing are gonna buy. So 1 in every 10 or 12 people are gonna buy the product when they see your listing, okay? So that's a manual way of doing it, is just checking all the time and making sure you have the best price, or just lowering your price and making sure you have the best price, okay? And as you sell inventory, the first thing is you're gonna fucking start clapping once you see sales happen, because you can go on your Seller Central app, you click on it, you'll see your dashboard, and you'll see, oh, I sold 3 things today, I made 30 bucks. Oh, I sold 4 things today, I made 20 bucks. Yo, Chris Beck, how much are you making per year with Amazon FBA? I think of joining your program, but I want to know if it's worth it. I make 500 bucks a day selling on Amazon. You do the math. So I make 500 bucks on average a day selling on Amazon. Sometimes I have better days. Sometimes I do 250 a day, but I average $500 a day selling on Amazon. And I've been doing this for just over a year. So being that it's just about the end of June, my first product, well, I started in March of last year. My first product landed at Amazon in May of last year. I went straight to private label, and ever since then, I've always built pillars. So I'm going through the pillar stages right now. And so this is a lot of people I found that a lot of people don't have money to start. So I'm showing you how to do it for free and then scale up from there. So in my course and in our private room, you'll meet people that are doing exactly how I'm doing it. So I don't have a storage facility. Everything I buy, it comes in my house, and then I ship it straight to Amazon. Amazon stores everything. So I don't have to store nothing. You don't have to store nothing. That's the whole point of Amazon FBA. You shouldn't be storing anything. All the people you see on YouTube that have warehouses and all that, they're fulfilling the orders. They're doing the work. Like, they're spending. I'm chilling in my pool right now with my little kids. They're playing. I'm not shipping orders. I'm not waiting for orders to come in. I'm not packaging things up and spending all that time doing that. That's why you would hire Amazon to do the work. And the $4 or $5 that they charge you to take your orders, box them up, package them up, ship them off, handles returns, store it, all that type of stuff, it's crazy. Retail arbitrage. I'm in Canada, and a lot of people don't like retail arbitrage in Canada. I love retail arbitrage in Canada, but you got to know what you're doing, and a lot of people don't know what they're doing with retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage is a beast in itself. There's a seller in Canada, in Vancouver, Millennial Resales. You can find him. He has over 300,000 SKUs. Retail arbitrage, that's all he does. You go look at his Google Millennial Resell or Millennial Reseller or Amazon Millennial Reseller. He's based out of Vancouver. He's got 300,000 SKUs. He sells his price. One of his products are double retail, and the guy's killing it. He's making like 25,000 bucks a day. Is retail arbitrage. So, and there's other like that too. So where was I? Ship your products. Your products arrive at Amazon. This is the basic level 1. You don't have any money. You're starting up. Your products are there. Now you got to make sure you own the buy box. So you can do it manually by checking your inventory, making sure your prices are all the lowest or all have buy box standard pricing, and then you'll own the buy box. So when people click that link, again, it's a game of seconds. It's a game of seconds. In a split second, someone decides, I need this. They go on, they buy it in a second. You got to make sure you have that buy box. Okay? If you're competing with other sellers, you got to make sure you have that buy box. So now, what I do is I automate every one of my buy box listings except for my private label. I automate my buy box listings. So you can go to pricing on your dashboard. You can then go to, and I'm spitting this straight from knowledge. Guys, I'm not even on my computer. Go to pricing, go to automate your pricing, set your lows and your highs. So what would be the lowest you would sell the product for where you can make like $1, okay? And then what would be the highest? And usually I put my highest at like $100 or like $50 above buy box price. Just so if I'm the only seller, my price can raise up if there's demand for the product, okay? So you want to set your high to be more profitable than anything. Because I've had scenarios where I've launched a product, I'll give you an example. Sent some Nerf guns to Amazon. Normally if Amazon sells it, they're selling it for 88 bucks. I got the Nerf gun for 50. I can then sell it for 60 and break even with Amazon's 10 bucks shipping on it. So I set it for like 65 at the lowest, but I set the high at 170. Amazon stopped selling it. My price went up to 170 because no one else is selling it. And I started selling it at 170 because the rank was low and the product is high end. It's actually a super high end Nerf gun. So I'm currently selling it. I have 4 left and I'm selling them. I've shipped 4 more, and I'm going to be selling them for 170 bucks. So that's a really big profit for something I bought for 50 bucks. So that's just one example. So now you've automated your pricing for every one of your listings. You've given it a high low, you've activated. Just know that if you ever change it manually, it cancels your automation. So you got to go back into your automation and reactivate it. So keep checking your automation of your price point. So that's your first stage. Out of that free method, yeah, Carrie? I say there's Carrie right there. She's going swimming. Crazy Carrie. Follow her on YouTube. So out of that, you can then, it's easy to go and you'll start making money, and you can take that capital. Oh wait, I got a comment here. Montessar, what's going on, man? Also want to ask you, how are you able, cancel. You deleted it. Yo, respect, how much you make an item? Wow, do you have a storage facility? No. How many items do you sell a day to make 500 profit? Roughly, Michael, if you're still on, roughly about 50, sometimes more, sometimes about 75. Because I have some products that make me 20 bucks, like a lot of my books make me 20, 15, 10. I got some toys that make me 50, 60, 100. And I got my regular private label products. 2 are killing it right now that make me $10 each per unit sold. Some have kind of fallen off the face of the earth. What are some of your favorite stores in arbitrage? Dollarama is my #1. I like Superstore. I like Staples. I like, where else do I go to get? Dollar Tree sometimes. Going through my routine. Pet stores, there's a couple pet stores that I go to. How many items do you have in Amazon Mint? SKU wise, about 575 SKUs, about 575 SKUs. Width. So not a lot. Some guys have 10,000, especially the book guys. But I got width and depth. Excuse me, items, yeah, like.
Dad, I want to do the thing that we did last time.
Not right now, but in a bit. So I got about 500 and 600 items, different items. So including like different arbitrage things I bought, toys, books, housewares, pet stuff, and then my private label stuff. My inventory depth, I got about 1, 2, 3, 4,000 and probably about 6,000 units in inventory. Does that mean you're always buying more supply? Ah, dude. I mean, now for me, like if you look at some of my older videos, I never talk about inventory. I'm just talking about product research because I'm trying to figure out what sells on Amazon. So it's product research all the time. But after a year now, I realize, okay, I'm smart enough in the product research. I don't really spend a lot of time unless I'm just looking for a new private label product for myself. But now I'm talking about inventory because inventory becomes the second most important thing. Is you have to have width, so you have to have a selection, especially if you're in a book game. You have to have, you have to ungate yourself or unrestrict yourself for stuff. It's easy to do. Obviously, it's automatic for a lot of stuff. But you do have to become a good seller. And then you have to have inventory. You got to have some volume, right? So obviously, and when you run out of stock, you gotta know your inventory that sells really well, and you got to go hunt it down. If you really want to spend time on retail arbitrage, you got to go hunt that stuff down. So, but you learn that. You learn that really once you start obviously become an entrepreneur and you start selling on Amazon. And you start sending them inventory, you learn, you're like, oh shit, that sold, I made 10 bucks. Your first thing you think is, I gotta go to these stores and buy more of it. So that's what you do, and you have to go in and buy a lot more inventory. And then you package that up and ship it off. And then you'll have stuff that isn't moving. So now your strategy is, well, how can I get that stuff to sell? Do I have to drop the price? Can I go, optimize the listing, the back end, add some keywords, change the listing title, add a photo. You'll just start trying all these different things. Does Dollarama look at you funny? No, I tell them. They know me. Most of them know me. They see me coming. Some of Dollar Tree, I don't tell them. They ask me, oh, so what's this all for? I don't bother because I'm not really familiar to them. I've only gone in there a couple times. It's not my favorite, but they have a couple things that I buy. Books, they had a book sale, $1 for new books, new novels that have under 500K ranking, under 100K ranking. So I bought about 400 books in the last 7 days. So 400 books, $400. How much is the most you spent in a single day on inventory? $2,000. I hit up $8 Dollaramas, bought a bunch of inventory, about $2,000 in a single day. Divide that by about $4, so about 500 units, but all stuff that sold between $20 and $30 on Amazon. And I still have some of that inventory just hanging around, but so much of it sells, I've made my money back. And obviously I've then taken some of that cash flow and just gone and kept buying. Can you speak with their GMs to make special orders? You can try. I've never tried. But some people tell me, why don't you just talk to the managers? Why don't you? I don't know. Retail arbitrage isn't my primary source of income. It's private label. So I'm more about sitting at my computer and shopping Alibaba, Made in China, DHgate, all the online sourcing places. So that's actually all in my course, Michael. So, but you'll get there. You'll find retail arbitrage. Obviously, if you're going to do a YouTube channel, it's actually a more attractive business model for people. They like to know more about retail arbitrage because it's so much easier to start. People find it less risky too, so they're more comfortable. I'll send you a link to your course. Yeah, I'll send you a link to your course, and then just hit me up with a message, and I'll get you into the private group as well. But that link's coming through to you right now. Actually, I won't do it right. I'll do it after this. So let me just talk about phase 2. So once you start generating money through sending your first batch of inventory in for Amazon, and you've done your free kind of home arbitrage, book arbitrage, or whatever, now you're going to get your first 2-week paycheck. Maybe it's $100, whatever it is. Dump that into some retail arbitrage. So phase 2, go and do retail arbitrage. Go invest your money, start scanning in stores. And usually what I tell people to do is scan stores with your app, learn how to scan products. I have $50K to start. Well, you're headed, of course that's enough. $50K to start? Yeah, that's enough. You don't need $50K. I started with 10. I bought a full years of Jungle Scout, Chrome extension. I bought the Chrome extension. I bought the web app for a full year. I bought 1,000 units of inventory from China of a product that ultimately is my #1 selling product. It makes me itself, that one product makes me $5,000 a month on Amazon. My #2 makes me $3,000, and then I do $2,000 a month from all my retail arbitrage. And then I'm just thinking, what else? My book arbitrage, I can't remember. It's brand new. My book arbitrage is not that huge yet. 500, and then so my 3 and 4 private label make me both about 2. My 5th private label makes me about $1,000. And then I'm starting a little bit to do drop shipping through Amazon, which I think is going to be explosive. Actually, I think that's probably going to grow to be my #1. I'm just trying it right now. It's about that. About 5 or 6, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2. All my pillars, and then 1, something like that. Yeah, coming your way. I'll send it to you afterwards. What else? So, retail arbitrage. Once you've started making money from online arbitrage, start doing retail arbitrage, and then yeah, it's all on Amazon. Start doing your retail arbitrage, start scanning products, start shipping your products in, reinvest your money, start buying them up, shipping them in, scanning products, learning what sells well. Once you've built your inventory up and you have about 300 or 400 units, maybe more, 500 units, I usually say about 500 units should make you $100 a day selling on Amazon. 500 units. I don't do clothing. I haven't tried yet. I'm going to be starting to do Nike shoes, so that's coming up. I just got ungated like last week to give it a shot because a millennial reseller, he said do it, so he's done it, and he went and bought $7,000 worth of inventory on Nike shoes. So I'm going to go do the same thing. So from there, Get your retail arbitrage business going every 2 weeks. Keep reinvesting your capital into more inventory, sending it off. Now, eventually, you should get to about $500 or $1,000. Once you get to about $1,000 in a 2-week period, then you want to go and start sourcing phase 3. And phase 3 is your private label. So let's talk about private label. Now you want to, at this point, if you haven't already, you want to go and get Jungle Scout, and you want to do Jungle Scout private product research. You want to start using the Jungle Scout web app to do product research on products that would sell on Amazon. Now, this is where you'll be able to source top 100 products. Hard to do that through retail arbitrage. It is difficult to do that through retail arbitrage. But through private label, it's easy to source top 100 products and have those obviously be your anchors for your store. Okay, so now you're going to go and get Jungle Scout. You're going to start doing research, start putting in the criteria that matters, the price points that matter, so maybe between $20 and $50 price points. You're going to start trying to find products that have a huge demand and a low amount of competition, so that you can rank it on page 1. Because now, when you're doing private labeling, you got to learn how to take a product from scratch that isn't ranked and rank it, and you got to learn how to get it ranked on page 1. It's not hard to do. It's just a matter of price manipulation, and it's a matter of comment or review manipulation. So you got to learn how to get people to leave your reviews, and you got to learn how to price your product so that people who make decisions based on price will buy yours over others. What was your job before this? So I have a company that fixes fitness equipment, treadmills, ellipticals, gyms. I have some technicians. I have office staff, all that type of stuff. And we go to health clubs in Canada here. We fix all the major clubs, Fitness World, and then we do a bunch of, obviously, we call them stratas or buildings who have fitness equipment in there, and then homes, people who have broken stuff at their homes. So it's just a service company, and we're tied to one of the biggest fitness companies in BC called Fitness Town. So yeah, I've been doing that for 20 years. So I never did anything else. I've been in retail for 20 years, sales for 20 years, and business ownership for 20 years, and in the fitness industry for a long period of time. So it's not my first walk in the park. And a lot of people need that. They need somebody who has experience and knows what to do and has that confidence in their self, right? So, but Amazon has surpassed all those incomes in a span of 1 year, and I don't have to work for it. This is the difference where I go spend. Well, on average, I don't spend as much time as I did before, but on average, 10 hours a day, 10 days a week, working for the fitness industry, growing that business, which is just sitting at $1 million a year. It took me 10 years to get there. This business got to $1 million a year in how long? 1.4 months. Of just buying inventory, shipping to Amazon, and let Amazon do all the work. So 10 days every 2 weeks, 5 days a week, 10 days a week, yeah. 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, $10 every 2 weeks. Get paid every 2 weeks with that company, obviously, right? So, a lot of work. I have 4 kids as well. So, come home, hang out with my kids, I coach basketball, so I coach a senior girls team. I coach boys under 9 on Saturdays. Senior girls, obviously, during the basketball team. That's 5 days. That's 5 days a week, right there. Time is killed up. What's going on, Montessor? It's happening. I'm in Vancouver. You got it. Are you in Canada, Michael? Vancouver is expensive as fuck. It's one of the most expensive places to live in the world. It's also one of the most beautiful places to live in the world. I did some videos, showed some people what it looks like, some of the spots that I'll be buying real estate in. Edmonton, what's up? Alberta, what's up? Canada retail arbitrage is still live, guys. easy way to make money. There's still lots of products out there. Especially what I like about Canada and retail arbitrage is the bigger ticket items. Try to find big ticket items that sell between $100 and $200. Try to see if you can find those for 70% off. How much does a house go for? $1 million bucks, minimum to 2 mil. In Vancouver, 2 to 3 million. In Burnaby, where I'm from, is a mil. It's about 1.5 mil for a house and up. Townhouses are about 800 to a mil. Condos sitting at about, like our condominium right now is, we bought it at 250. It's on the market for the whole condo to get torn down and turned into a super high rise. And they want to pay each person $900K for their condo. So we will be selling, put it that way. Yeah and no. I'm not really a house guy. I just like space. Houses are cool. I don't really care. I like where I'm at, to be honest with you. We do need a bigger space because we have 4 kids, but our older 2, which are both 18 and 19, you know, they're in college, they're in university. One's an actor, so he's pursuing that. We want more space. Honestly, if I could buy another condo within my condo, I would, because it's a straight up killer. This place is awesome, but we're gonna sell this whole thing. Everyone's gonna sell. We're gonna turn this into 900K. So if, in that event, I might go buy a townhouse. I might not do the whole house thing because I don't like mowing lawns. I don't like fixing roofs. I could hire someone to do that. I don't know. It's undecided. It's undecided. So where was that? Private label. With private labeling, again, now it's a matter of you're taking yourself from being a professional shopper, which is retail arbitrage. You're in the professional shopping business, so you're out there, you're meeting store managers, you're in stores all the time. They eventually get to know you. You're introducing yourself. You tell them what you do. I tell them what I do. I buy and resell stuff on Amazon. I buy all your inventory and resell it. So, and sometimes they'll tell me, they'll text me that there's new stuff. But I don't really have anybody on my back pocket like that yet. So you're now learning how from becoming a professional shopper. Now you want to become a professional product researcher. On private label, it's all about becoming a professional product research, finding products that would sell well on Amazon through product research. And there are a lot of tools out there. A lot of people just use Jungle Scout. It's the Nike of product research. Whether it's accurate or not, or it's whatever people have concerns about it, I use it. I think it's good. It gives me a good idea of what to look for, what products to look for. It's actually not giving as much return. Thanks for liking my videos, Montessor. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, I scan, man. Like I said, my whole thing is scan everything. No product unturned. Leave no stone unturned. Leave no product unturned. What's up, Carrington?
Hello.
Haha. How's the swim?
Good.
Good. You doing good?
No.
No. Yeah, no. Just scan everything. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out what blowouts are, clearance, sales. You'll figure out. So, I mean, one of the biggest things I learned is, and it's coming up for you guys watching right now, the Christmas season. Obviously, it was a huge hit last year. So last year in July, I did some forecasting videos where I showed people what I thought would sell well on Amazon. And then it turned out like a few people who watched those videos went straight up and launched those products straight to Amazon and made like a killing. One of the guys that...
are you going to come in pool?
I'm going to come in pool pretty soon, yeah. One of the guys that watched my video went and launched fingerlings and sold fingerlings on Amazon. Straight up. Never even met me. Just said, oh, this guy, I'm going to follow this guy's advice. He ended up messaging me after his first shipment arrived. And he ended up buying them from Alibaba, which you can get them. They're almost identical, but they're not identical. So he got in a little bit of trouble for it, but not much. But he ended up sourcing the fingerlings, shipping them to Amazon. He bought like 400 of them for $4 each, sold them on Amazon for $50 each, and was selling 100 a day, sold out in 4 days. Messaged me and he's like, Chris, you need to be my coach. This is crazy. I went and followed your video. You could probably see some of the chat between us on the video. I don't know if it was through the video or through DM, but he's from Calgary too. I end up coaching him for a little bit, showing him how to do private label. He's doing Shopify right now, all that type of stuff. So it worked out for him. But I launched, the only thing I really went hard at was LOL Big Surprise, the $100 one, because it was selling for $250 on Amazon. So I was able to source private retail arbitrage locally, just buy them from Toys R Us. Michael, you asked me my top 5. Toys R Us isn't in there, just as you noticed. I don't spend any time at Toys R Us. I think they have shit for sales. And as you notice, in Canada, they still haven't gone out of business. They still haven't had a big clearance sale yet. So, you know, but for this particular one, for the LOL Big Surprise, I went and sourced like 22, as many as I could buy. The limit was 5 at a time. He's over here. He's in the hot tub. So anyway, my wife thinks my kids are drowning right now. So anyway, yeah, I sourced 22 of them, sold those all for about $6,000. They sold, like, the moment my inventory arrived, it was sold all within an hour. And they would arrive in like patches, 6. Even though, like, because you can only fit 4 in a box, so it would be like 4 at 4 p.m. Then another 4 would go into my inventory at like 8 p.m. And then the next, I'm like, why is it arriving in patches? But every time it would arrive, it would sell out in like minutes. So I added up the minutes, and I think it was like all my inventory sold out within less than an hour, $6,000 in sales just from that source alone. And that's by buying something that is full retail, and because it's in high demand, just flipping it on Amazon for $100 profit per unit. I think it ended up was like $80 after all said and done. So retail arbitrage, you got to learn it. You got to learn the sales. You got to learn what's in demand, and not just by sending. Once you send stuff into Amazon, then you have a reason to learn it, man. It's like once you bet on a horse, you have a reason. Or once you bet on a basketball game, you have a reason to watch. So once you send your first shipment in, even if it's just free inventory out of your home, you have a reason to be a seller now, because you have invested interest in your Amazon business. That's why I tell people, just ship some stuff from your home, your bookshelf, your video games inventory, some old toys, or some packaged stuff that you never used. Ship that stuff in. Now you have invested interest to make that stuff sell. And while you're invested your interest there, you're going to learn how to sell. You're going to be in a store. You're going to let me scan this. Let me scan that. You're going to have scanned 20 things before you left the store, and you're going to have bought 10 things because you're like, what the hell? This is going to make me $25, and you're going to buy all the inventory up. You're going to take a risk. You're going to be like, oh shit, I don't even know if this will sell. You're going to ship it in. It's not going to sell. You're going to be like, oh shit. Now you're invested in how to make it sell. So you're going to go and automate the price, because you're realizing, I keep not getting, someone keeps beating my price. How can I beat them? So you're going to get competitive. You're going to automate your price. That guy's going to then drop his price, and you're going to have a better price. Montessor, I'm going to go out scanning soon and give this a shot. I'm going to go to all the stores you have been to and apply. Do it up, buddy. Do it up. Hit me up. Shoot me a message at Coach Crispect. If you're there, you have a question, hit me up at Coach Crispect or coachcrispect@gmail.com. Yeah, so you just have invested interest, and every time you just scale up. You just invested in something else. You're invested in how to make your product sell now, because you don't want to lose out, so you get competitive. You learn how to drop your price. You learn how to automate your price. You learn how to start playing with the back end and edit the SEO of the listing to what Amazon will let you do. And then you start seeing a return. you start saying, oh shit, that sold, that sold, that sold. I had 10 sales in a day, I made $100. Or I had 10 sales in a day, I made $50. Or I had 10 sales in a day, I made $200. Just depending on what inventory you got there, you know. I would say have a mixed bag. Don't just buy $4 stuff from Dollarama, but buy like a $10 or $20 product from Staples that sells for like $120 on Amazon. Or buy a $50 printer that's at Staples right now, Canon printers that sell for $168 on Amazon. What do they have? Like they're like 100, under 100K ranking, like 68K. Their clearance printer, they got 4-star rating. They got over 800 reviews. They're selling on Amazon for $160. There's a tip, guys. They're clearing them out at Staples right now. If you're in Vancouver, if you're in Richmond, Richmond has 12 of them left. I haven't bothered to buy it. I just haven't. But that's the perfect product I was telling people about. If you have capital, Michael, you have your 50K, go try it out. Give it a shot. You'll all of a sudden realize what invested interest it is. You got inventory there, it's invested. You now are interested if it sells. You're gonna do what it takes. So you're gonna learn the listing, you're gonna learn how to automate your prices, you're gonna learn how to buy box the shit out of that, you're gonna learn how to get your inventory to sell. And then when it sells and you make that $100 off of one that pays for two, you just have to sell another. You pays for 4 you bought, and now the other 2 are like liquid cash. So let's see here. Michael, videos, blah, blah, blah. What's going on, John? Johnny P, hello. Hope you're still on here. I'm gonna go scanning. What's your go-to market? The Canadian American retail arbitrage, 100% Canadian. Private label, American and Canadian. Do you mix or match according to what product you sell? Do I mix and match according to what product I sell? What does that mean? You mean just where I'm selling? No, like I said, retail arbitrage I don't do in the US market. I'll stick with Canada, and I'm doing fine. But private label, it's easier. I don't want my inventory back. I couldn't care. So if I get returns, I dump it. I just have it shipped to the US and let them handle 100% of everything. Do you like online arbitrage or do you like going retail arbitrage? Well, it depends on how you classify online arbitrage. That means just sitting in front of a computer buying online, I classify it differently. I mean, some people like, I don't know, pick any guy who does online arbitrage or tactical arbitrage. And it's like on like Chapters or Indigo or whatever, and they're buying inventory from there. That's 60, 70% off. And they're just sitting in their computer, running the numbers and buying inventory that way. I don't like to do that. If I'm gonna do retail arbitrage, going into the store and scanning is just a lot faster for me. Because online arbitrage is so slow to take listing titles, run the numbers on Amazon, one by one. Fuck, it takes like 10 minutes a product to figure that shit out. You can reverse it, okay? So you can go on to Amazon's top 100, look through every category. You can have like 7,000 top 100 products, okay? With all the categories and subcategories, and then from there, you can then go and search for that inventory, if that's what you mean by online arbitrage, which is a much better way of doing things, and then see if you can find inventory on sale out there in the market. It's still a challenge because you might run a day with not finding anything. Or my source of online arbitrage, so this is another pillar, is I use DHgate, dhgate.com. So I'll do reverse, I'll look at top 100 products, I'll look at some cool niche products, and then I'll just source it on DHgate online. DHgate is China. I'll just buy it from DHgate, and I'll place my order right there. DHgate offers free shipping from China. Just keep in mind, it takes 4 to 6 weeks for your inventory to arrive, but you can buy mass inventory. Now, online arbitrage through DHgate is a private label hybrid. So you have to private label the product. You can't buy a knockoff and list it under, or like hijack someone's listing. You'll get shut off. So don't do that. You make sure that you're doing, if you're doing DHgate, you're just looking at top sellers, top I'll give you an example. Athletic tape, not athletic tape, but sports therapy tape, the tape that stretches, that you put on your muscles when you're playing in basketball games or football games or whatever, and it mimics your muscle, it monitors your muscle fibers. You can source a roll of that stuff for less than $1, but that stuff sells on Amazon for a couple rolls for $30. You can get 500, 2 colors, 500 of each, for less than $500, less than $1,000. That's online arbitrage at its finest. Those listings, there's like about 10 sellers under a top 100 just for that one particular product. So I would go and buy like inventory of that. I would give it a private label name. I would just come up with something catchy that relates to the niche, maybe basketball, so something catchy for basketball like muscle bounce or something like that. Whatever, I just made that up. I spit it out. So now I'll call the listing muscle bounce, then I'll give it physio tape or whatever you want to call it, rock tape or whatever. You can't use brand name stuff or brand name words, okay? And then just launch it, and then you'll, again, work the listing. But that's it's different than online arbitrage. A lot of people do online arbitrage with brand name products as they would retail arbitrage. I just find it's too freaking slow. That's why you don't see much talk about it. It's just a pain in the ass. I have done it before. I've found wholesale buys, but that's more of wholesale arbitrage than anything. That was a little long for an explanation for that, but just the insight of what I teach in my course. And then everyone who's in my course obviously is going to qualify for my new retail arbitrage course and group coming out. So they'll be able to get, basically, I'll end it with this because I'm going to go dive in the pool with these guys. I'll end it with this. So retail arbitrage, obviously people are like, coach, you need to teach something on that. And for me, retail arbitrage has to be more affordable. So I'm going to put out like a 97 bucker. It's just going to be everything you need to know A to Z on retail arbitrage. But again, I tell people, look, that's not where the money is at. That's like $2,000 a month for retail arbitrage isn't a big deal to me. The fact that I'm making $4,000 to $6,000 on my first product, 2 to 4 on my second PL, 3 to 4 on my third PL, or sorry, 2 to 4 on my third PL. And I always quote the bottom, like 4, 2, 2, 1, okay? And then my 5th, 6th, and 7th are gonna be huge, okay? So right now at $500 a day is what I make selling on Amazon. That's just from building up my inventory over the course of time and just keep constantly reinvesting. But you got to start somewhere. So I'm going to put out a retail arbitrage course. It's going to be $97. It's going to teach you everything I'm talking about in this video here.
Dad,
yep.
Are you almost done?
I'm almost done. I got 2 minutes left. So it's just going to teach you. It's going to teach the person who needs to get started and have invested interest, everything. And then that person's going to be able to jump over into the private label course. And that's where the money is made in my private label course, because you get me 100%. People are always on my phone. I'm always back and forth with people, teaching them, helping them, showing them, giving them the same tips I gave you in this video on what to buy, what to look at, cool things in my niche, fitness niche, so that type of stuff. And then we're going to have a mastermind. It's like a mastermind group, what do I call it? I had a name for it. I think on my last video, I actually gave it a name. So go check that out. I'm drawing a blank right now, but it's gonna be a $20 a month. And for $20 a month, you'll actually see everything that I'm doing, products that I'm buying, stores I'm in, and it'll only be in that group. I will only go live in this group. And you can come in for $20 and jump out for $20, or you can stay in for $20. It'll tell you the products I'm buying, the 100 buckers I see, the products that are gonna make me $100 or $200 profit that I bought. So that will always be in that group, and it's affordable, $19.99 a month. So all those things, and then I'll teach you guys the same scenario. Everyone who wants to be an entrepreneur and do the exact same thing, duplicate what I'm doing, you'll get to learn from the best. I'll show you how to do it. That will be my goal. So I'm going to teach guys how to scale up, and ultimately how to get freedom, how to become their own boss, how to become at the point where they can help other people make money, and ultimately that will make them money. You know, so if I can teach 5 guys how to make $10,000 a month, then that will spread like wildfire. If I can teach 500 people how to make $10,000 a month, same scenario. So it's all my interest is just everyone who's watching this video right now for free, hit me up. I'll answer any of your questions for free. You can leave a message in the comment below. You can hit me up at Coach Chris Becht, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, whatever. I'm barely on Twitter, so don't hit me up on Twitter. But Instagram or Facebook or on this video, hit me up. I'll get back to you guys, or email me, Coach Chris Becht, CHRISPECT @gmail.com. And if you have any questions, you're in a Dollarama, you're in whatever, a Walmart. Walmart's shitty in Canada. Don't waste your time. If you're in a Toys R Us, again, whatever. If it's coming Christmas time and you're like, Chris, what are hot sellers? Just ask, and I'll tell you. Okay, I'll give you a message back on what I'm buying, and that's what will be in the mastermind group too. All right, guys, I'm about to jump into this pool here, hang out with my kids for the next hour, and do it up. Thanks for watching. Respect. Peace. See you, dude.